Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, Big41 Gaming here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we got another episode of our Zero Overall franchise. Today is going to be Season 6 Off-Season, where we have just come off back-to-back championships. And now we only need one more to actually finish off this whole kind of, not really series, but whole challenge-wise. But first, we have our free agent. We obviously need defensive line, so we went after Nick Lindley. And we actually do end up getting Nick Lindley for a defensive tackle, which really upgrades our defensive tackle spot. We were looking forward to upgrade that, and we do. Next thing here, we actually did make a trade. We made a trade with the New England Patriots with their first and their fourth round picks. We send DeAndre Thomas, Monroe, kind of backup positions there, and a couple picks. I may have overspent on the picks-wise, but we do jump up into number 11 to really help out this team, especially where we really need help-wise. And that is going to be, well, again, what we're looking for in this draft class is going to be tight end and running back. Those are our big needs right now, and we obviously need to pick those up and get stuff going. But again, if you do want a player in this franchise, just for example, J.J. McCarthy, and of course, Brock Bowers, we actually did add them in, and if you guys do want one, here it is on the screen. So if you want one, leave a comment down below, name, position, college, and we can get you added in. We kind of looked around here, kind of what we were probably thinking was going to be available at 32 instead of 11, because I know 11 we were already going with one person. Christian Simpson actually looked pretty solid here as a running back. He ran a 4.45, which is a little bit lower than what I wanted, but this was one of the fastest running backs I found for Nat. Javarius Corbett, I'm not sure how to say it, actually ran probably the fastest that I saw on his pro day at a 4.35. So I kind of knew that, had a feeling that he was probably going to be the fastest until Ron Richards was even a 4.4, so there were some decent running backs in this draft class that we could get up. And then, of course, Brock Bowers is one of the best tight ends we've ever seen, except for speed-wise. He didn't have great speed, but really good acceleration, good catching, too, and good route running for a tight end. He's only 20 out of Georgia, so which is kind of nice. I tried to make everyone kind of what they kind of were coming out of high school or coming out of college. If you guys did make a player, if it's, from IRL, from Brock Bowers and J.J. McCarthy. I couldn't get the faces right, but other than that, we're here for it. So getting into the draft here, again, 15-2 Dragons. We are now going to be, again, picking 32 here. And again, we kind of take one more look at this prospects. I kind of lost all my train of thought there for a second. But obviously we weren't really looking at quarterback. We were mostly looking at, halfback and tight end, maybe some defensive help if we can get it. Lyle Winthrop would have been amazing, but unfortunately we don't get him. He was, I think, the best corner on the market there, or in the draft class. Unfortunately, we don't get them. I will give you a fair warning on that. The Texans actually went 5-12 last year, and they are going to have a really good draft. And they actually draft one of our guys as well. But here we go. First couple picks here in the 2024, 2025 draft. I can't remember what draft this was. They go John Zimmerman, right tackle out of Miami. Of course, we're looking for J.J. McCarthy and Brock Bowers and seeing where they went until we kind of fast forward through the draft and kind of go through there. So Tyree McKenzie goes, right outside linebacker out of Penn State, goes to Washington. Again, the Commanders actually have one of our guys too. Chauncey Reed, the best defensive tackle, went off the board. Matthew Pickett goes number 4 to the Packers, halfback out of Texas. Lyle Winthrop goes to our division rival of the Texans. That's going to be a big one because he is fast and he is very good. But Will Haynes is actually the fastest receiver in this draft class, which we'll actually see at the end of this video. But Tim Shelby goes right tackle out of Michigan. Victor Dockery, corner out of Ole Miss. and then Evan McGowan, left end out of Clemson. And we made up our mind pretty much immediately as soon as we actually got this player added in here. We went. I was kind of thinking maybe halfback, but I kind of feeling that they were going to fall. Yeah, I mean, there's 3 guys that we liked already. Ron Richards, Christian Simpson, and Travarius Corbett. We're kind of looking at them, those 3, and kind of seeing if we maybe could grab them in the second round. Cameron Booker also looked really, really solid. Julian Willis also looked decently okay, but I was thinking, there's a lot of decent halfbacks. We can probably pick one up late in the first round and maybe even in the second round, maybe even have to trade up. But obviously, the first person that we're going to choose here is going to be the best tight end on the board and a big upgrade at that position. It's going to be Brock Bowers. A awareness, A catch in traffic, A deep route. Really good stats with great speed, elite agility, great change of direction, elite strength for a tight end is really going to be really solid for us in the long run. Picking up a upgrade to the tackle position, A3 speed, A7 acceleration, hidden development. So already solid start from Georgia. Decent catching too for a tight end as soon as he comes out of college. So that really helps. Continuing the first round, Damian Garrison goes to the Miami Dolphins. Armand Stackhouse, what a name, coach of the Ravens. Jeffries goes to the Giants, and you guys can see it just continued. I kind of sped through this a little bit. Brett Watkins was the number 1 quarterback on the board, and he doesn't go until pick 17, which is kind of rare that we had a bunch of very good quarterbacks at the top 5, and they don't go. Of course, no one really needed a quarterback in the top 5. But there's another quarterback that went to the Falcons. They get a kind of a steal there late in that draft, or I guess in this draft. Carl McGuire, left tackle out of Iowa State. We were looking at him earlier too, but unfortunately we do not get him at all since he goes to the Buffalo Bills. Again, just kind of Christian Simpson did go to the Chargers, which kind of sucks. We were looking at him early on. I was thinking about even trading up to get one of those running backs, but I was thinking, and of course, Ron Richards goes to the Cowboys. So then I was really thinking, like, hey, do I trade up for this halfback here? Because, I mean, Travarius Corbett looks really solid, and we need him. His carrying's a little bit low, and his catching's low, but we can work on that. But I do not end up trying to trade up in this draft because I don't think that they need running backs, especially late in the first round. So we actually do get lucky that none of them get taken here, and we can actually go ahead and select one of the running backs that we are looking at. Of course, J.J. McCarthy's still on the board, and he's a top 5 talent, but we don't need a quarterback, unfortunately. I was thinking maybe corner, maybe offensive line to kind of help out our roster. But, again, the main thing that we were looking for in this draft was tight ends and halfbacks. And Travarius Corbett was there, and he's around 2 to 3 projection. He's 90% completed, and he actually looks pretty solid with B ball carrier vision, B pass block, so he can actually be in the blocking game if need be. We want to go ahead and win with him. 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 changes of direction, and a hidden development. So really, really solid for us to actually add that on to the team. Now going into the second round here. McCann goes. We're still looking for J.J. McCarthy to finally have someone take a chance on him here in the second round now, and he's a top 5 talent, so someone's getting a big steal in the draft, and he goes to the Houston Texans. So Houston Texans now have a quarterback controversy with C.J. Stroud and now J.J. McCarthy. They might even have him sit a couple years until he actually starts. But now after that, we had no one else to add on there. So again, if you do want a player in this league or in this franchise, write a comment down below, name, position, and college. And if you guys are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It is free, really helps out the channel, and lets you know when videos like this go live. But here, second round again, we're kind of looking for some other picks, some other pickups, maybe offensive line, maybe corner, but all the corners were kind of starting to be like day 3s and undrafteds and around like 2 to 3 talents when we were in the late second round. But I decided to go ahead and pick up another halfback that actually looks really solid. Good break tackle, good carrying, good ball carrier vision. Decent catch, too, for a halfback. I mean, he's also got a stiff arm, a trucking, so he's pretty much like a goal line back. And that's what we've been missing this whole, like, our whole franchise. We've never had one. We've only had Chuba Hubbard, which there is a little secret for next episode that you guys won't want to miss. But 89 speed, 93 acceleration, 4 Cameron Booker. So, again, 2 solid hidden development running backs and a solid hidden development tight end to really help us out in these next couple years. But 2 fourth-round picks after not having a third, because, again, we did make that trade with the New England Patriots for the pick number 11. This one, we decided to go ahead and pick up some pretty much go after best available. There's really no one here that kind of catches my eye right away. I mean, maybe Fryer, but even then, I mean, looking at, defensive tackles, there's nothing. There's only day 3 guys. Really the only one that looked good was McDonald at the top. And I was just trying to look around, see what was there. And, I mean, defensive tackle was not a strong part in this draft class. Next draft class, however, does look pretty solid. I will say that right now. I did a little bit of recordings, and they actually do look pretty solid next round. So, but we decided to go ahead. Pretty much best available guy. Kind of looking around, it's still Denario Yates actually looked pretty solid, but I didn't know anything else other than he has good tackling. Brendan Allen looked good with his zone coverage, so if I needed to move him to a different position. But he's, again, a pass coverage linebacker that's not really in our system too much, although our middle linebackers do play a lot of coverage. So we were kind of looking at also corners here, seeing if anything popped out, and there's really nothing here, mostly undrafted free agents and mostly day 3 picks at this point. Free safety and strong safety, nothing really else that really kind of looked the best. So we decided to go ahead and go with the best available pick here, and we went with, as I finally get up and actually picking here, which should be right now. We don't pick up Yates, but Yates was probably the best one on the board still. But looking at him here, not very good play rack or man coverage, so that immediately I said no. Although he is a good, speed rusher, I could move him to defensive end if need be. But we end up not going to pick him because we really don't need defensive ends. We already have Carey and I forgot our other guy on the defensive end. But we went ahead and picked up LaMichael Carrington, 6'4" out of LSU, 255. Not really good zone. So again, if I want to move him to defensive end, I can, but it's not really a necessity. He could also be a speed, kind of linebacker that we can put on the outside to help with blitzes and everything like that. And honestly, to be honest, doesn't even make the roster out of preseason. So kind of a waste of a 4th-round pick, but here we are. But 82 speed, 86 acceleration, normal development. He really will help out someone that needs a linebacker, especially the one that rushes the quarterback. But it's just not in our system, to be dead honest with you. Our next pick here in the pick number 32 in the 4th round, there was a guy at Kansas that didn't mess up. But also, by the way, recording this when Kansas actually defeated Oklahoma a little bit earlier today. So, rock chalk, baby. Yeah. But looking at wide receivers, nothing really too much there. Again, we're kind of looking for maybe see if anyone else was still on our favorite list, but no, they've been all gone, which is unfortunate. But Chris Griffey looked actually pretty solid. Man coverage is really good for a free safety. We do run a lot of man. We do run a lot of blitzes, so this would help out with that B-man coverage. Decent hit power, decent pursuit, decent play rec too that we know of, A to C. Decently fast. He only got great speed, but he ran a 4.49 and his pro day 4.5 out of the NFL Combine. He can jump. He has decent acceleration, not too much great, but 91 speed, 85 acceleration, really low strength, but 85 jumping, which is actually kind of solid for a free safety. Next pick here in the 5th round, we only got 3 more. Then we'll kind of go through where everyone went and kind of all the, overalls and stuff like that. 5th round, we again went ahead and kind of upgraded defense. Again, defense doesn't really need upgraded per se from the last couple years, but we went ahead and was thinking like, hey, we could still use an upgrade for defensive, for defense-wise. This guy looked decent. A zone coverage, B tackle. Again, we play a lot of zone. 83 speed, 91 acceleration. Not bad for an outside linebacker that play pass coverage. So we added him. Again, to be honest, doesn't make the roster. Going to the 6th round, so only 2 more picks. Again, we went defense. I mean, most of this is mostly defense here. We went ahead, and Max Love was still there out of Texas. He's only 22. He's 6'2". Good, decent zone. Doesn't have a great man, but maybe he can be that zone corner that we need. 93 speed, 91 acceleration, 82 change of direction. So if he does get beat, he can at least have the speed to get back up there and try to catch the guys that run past him. He's going to, hate practice, though, going up against, Rashawn Miller. But, anywho, Mr. Relevant here in the 7th round, pick number 32. We were kind of looking for, again, pretty much anything that would help out, really. I mean, there's really nothing here, like, late in the rounds. Again, with us winning the championship, we won't have, the best of picks anymore, kind of compared to earlier on in the first couple seasons where we traded out of the first overall pick a couple times and got a bunch of picks later on. But TJ Samuel, who was projected undrafted, got decent pass block, and he's mostly just going to be a backup tackle anyways for us if we need one, and hopefully he doesn't play. 86 strength isn't too bad for a guy out of Utah State, out of the left tackle. But yeah, so that actually ends the draft in it was 2029, I'm sorry. So I was a little bit ahead of myself when I said like 2025 or whatever. But Brock Bowers and Cameron Booker were both 77 overalls. Corbert's actually 73. I might start Corbert, though, with 94 speed. But again, Brock Bowers, 20, a rookie out of Georgia. 82 catching, 83 speed, 87 acceleration, 89 spec catch. So really good catching. Got 95 injury, 93 stamina, which is really, really solid for a guy that can definitely, last a lot longer in this in this franchise. Sorry, excuse me. Didn't want to stay close to home, but I mean, it'll be fine here. Next one is going to be Travarius Corbett. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? Is it Corbett or Corbett? I think it's Corbett. I could be wrong. I'm terrible with names, so I apologize. But 93 speed, 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 change of direction. Got 89 injury. His stamina is a little bit lower than what I wanted it to be, but maybe we can upgrade that during the season. But that's pretty much all I can hope for. And then our other hidden development, rookie halfback, Cameron Booker, again, is more of a power back, kind of a goal line back that we can definitely use when it's goal to go and we need 1 yard. 97 injury, 94 stamina, which is actually really solid. He doesn't start, though. He is going to be the backup to Travarius Corbett. I'm going to stick with Corbett. I don't know. Whatever you guys say in the comment section, I'll go with. Max Love, 93 speed, 91 acceleration. Really solid for that. And then we decided to go ahead and look at the rest of the NFL and who had the best overall guys. So again, Lyle Winthrop went number 5 to Houston, 77 overall, 94 speed, 92 acceleration. It does suck because we do have to face him multiple times. But also looking at it, we do get Booker at 77 and in the second round. Britton Jones goes to the Bengals, 95 acceleration, 89 speed, actually really solid. Victor Dockery went 9 overall to the Cardinals, 77 overall corner. Of course, Brock Bowers as well was the other 77 in this draft class. That really helped us out. Again, I really wanted Chauncey Reed to see if he would fall to 22-11. That didn't happen. We went 3rd overall. Shaq Lowry, again, decent right end, but we didn't need one. But Ron Richards, 76, he was one of the fastest, 94 speed, 94 acceleration. But yeah, Jesse James as well, I saw as a right guard at LSU. Kind of looking for that, but right guard didn't end up being in our kind of main thing that we were kind of looking at. Larry Davison was one we were actually kind of looking at as a left guard. We don't pick him up in the 3rd round. We kind of hope that he dropped in the 4th, but kind of made the mistake of going 2 halfbacks. But we needed him because we don't have 2 halfbacks. that are going to be young, that can actually, carry the workload a bunch of times. But here, yeah, J.J. McCarthy was a 75 overall, 76 awareness. He's only a normal dev, which is kind of weird because he's also has really good, morale, is already up to an 80 overall, which is kind of weird. But looking just everywhere else around the league, again, a couple 70 overalls in the second round, which is really nice. But again, if you guys did like the video, hit the like button down below. It really helps out the channel. And again, if you guys want a player, leave a comment down below. Name, position, college. I can get you added in for next season. So I do look forward to having the next video out on Thursday. And then Sunday will be another video. So Thursdays and Sundays right now, until kind of stuff changes right now. But that's a really solid schedule for me, at least, especially with college and everything. I can get everything done early on and then kind of focus on classes and everything. But of course, Will Haynes did go 99 speed. He was the fastest guy. And then Overeem actually goes to the Seahawks. So, but yeah, and that's gonna do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.